Just to bring up some other results as well real quick, Talon, they were able to get game 1 over IG, so that's going to be able to give them an extra game advantage. I think they're
10 seconds. 5 seconds. Dire's turn to ban. It is Radiant's ban. It is Dire's ban. Seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Looks like we're getting very similar bans to what we saw in the previous game for Tundra to protect the Ursa. Again, it's going to be the PL Naga, and they even want to get rid of the Pango as well. So of course it has some great synergy with the Keeper of the Light. I mean, one of the better heroes to be able to refresh all his abilities.
Last ban onto the Pugna before picking a Crystal Maiden, so a bit of a block pick as well. Talked about how, you know, maybe they want to ban some of these good pairings with the Ursa, CM being the best one. Well, they just happily take it themselves. I mean, they've run a ton of snaking Crystal Maiden. They really like this support duo with the CM and the Coddle. I saw one of his little snaking mini interviews that ESL produced, and he talked a bit about playing, what it's like playing with Saxa, and it's like, he's this guy who has a ton of ideas, and snaking's always happy to kind of adjust how he plays. Like if Saxa's going more greedy and getting a ton of items, he's willing to kind of go a bit more like, you know, utility and selfless. So a lot of what he does as a support player is adjusted around what Saxa wants to do and what hero he's playing.
It's always important to be able to have that individual, and just everyone, honestly, a team who's able to take the back seat in some particular games.
And the thing is, it's not even like he's still getting a lot of farm and having impact. It's just like, okay, so he's going Coddle with damage items. That means I can't go damage items. I need to prioritize my Force Staff more, or whatever it may be. So, you know, if he goes, let's say, Vessel on Coddle, but if Coddle goes for the Force Staff right away, then the CM is freed up to maybe go for something else. But before we get to see how these supports function, we're gonna have to see Beastcoast and how their lanes function. They pick the Undying, they get the, you know, Underlord quote-unquote counter. You know, this is obviously good against Underlord in lane, but I do worry, like, Ursa playing without like a ranged support that like slows or stuns. Like, I mean, the Ursa himself can like jump on people for a bit of a mini slow, but it just doesn't, like, Undying Ursa doesn't strike me as like this amazing lane.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I feel like it's going to work very similar to the Ursa, where this could be a matchup where you maybe can just outspam them, again, with the Coddle and Underlord abilities, the same that we just spoke about before with how the Bear might have some issues, and maybe that is going to be a bit of a concern for the Undying as well. So it's, again, not another very straightforward lane for Beastcoast. Whoa.
Interesting.
Why did they lich?
Well, I guess they were like, we got too many melee heroes, we gotta... But why lich? That is a good question.
So, the lit... I think I saw...
10 seconds.
The Sinister's Gaze is very good versus creeps now. It's like it does 500 damage in 2 seconds. So, towards the end of my China class, I saw sometimes a lich as a response. I think even Western Europe as well. I saw it to a response to like Enchantress and Chen. And it's the Frost Shield is still the same. It's very good versus physical damage, but Tundra don't have that. So I don't really know what angle they're going for on Beastcoast.
Radiant's turn to ban. Wraith King. seconds remain. 5 seconds.
Yeah.
It is Dyer's ban.
Would you say, like, traditionally it's the carry matchup versus you kind of like playing it into the Wraith King?
10 seconds.
So I wonder if maybe Tundra just, again, really feel like this lane's actually not going to go bad for them against the Ursa. Like, maybe he's going to struggle, and you potentially have that mid laner for 9 who can prove to be an issue as well. So they obviously feel like it's nothing they have to be too concerned about, and Skid is one of the better Wraith Kings definitely out there, along with K1 as well. So sure.
Radiant's turn to ban.
Okay. Yeah,
10 seconds remain.
you need some control. I'm just trying to think of where they're going to be able to find it. I love the Conquer band. It's a Dark Margot classic right now. It's pretty much one of the only mid laners that's playing the Conquer to some success. He's not really a puck player, so I'd like it with their lineup. Maybe they would lack damage though if they pick the puck, and again, I don't really see him play it too often, so I don't think it's going to be something that they're considering.
10 seconds remain. 5 seconds remain. Radiant's turn to pick.
Okay, there's another Dark Margot classic, so they're getting rid of some melee heroes in the mid lane. So let's see what options he has left. They don't have a whole lot of reserve time.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
Trying to think some other classics for him. I think you need damage. I think you'd like a way to be able to get on top of the supports as well. I guess Ursa and Doom can, but we're expecting them maybe to have some difficulties in the lane. Someone who can be active early on. Okay, so I mean, the value of the Viper is you just don't see your mid lane matchup, so you're pretty much not going to lose into any of them.
Ten seconds remain. 5 seconds remain.
At your service.
They do win Ranger. Okay, so it's your traditional Viper counter. I just wasn't. Will be 9 playing, it looks like. I was thinking about suggesting it. I just didn't know how strong this hero currently is. It got some buffs. We've seen it a little bit as a support right now, but it's your Viper counter. It's just single target physical damage. Your lane, you're easily able to reset with the wind run, so there's never really kill potential. It is still like you're not going to win the lane. That's the big thing. But just as the game goes on, you're able to address the Viper very nicely.
10 seconds. seconds remain.
Need stuns when you've got a Viper. Your Nether Toxin's great to be able to break the Underlord, break the Wraith King, but if you can't keep him inside that ability, you're not going to get a whole lot of value out of the break, which is a potential big reason why you picked it. So let's see how it's going to be able to shape up. I'm seeing a lot of the Boots of Travel, Scepter, and Manta build from the Viper. Let's see if maybe Dark Margo has a bit of a different read on this, on the Viper build or not. But into the game, no crazy shenanigans for Tundra, you know, nothing like a Medusa offlane. Nonetheless, they've gone for a little bit more of a stable draft. They've got some classic heroes for themselves.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see how it works. I mean, definitely for them, maybe, you know, obviously Wind Ranger with the changes is at least somewhat of a let's see how this works now. You know, also notably being a universal hero, so, you know, you're going to maybe think about how the itemization works. You're going to see, you know, 4 branches to start, like just getting all these stat items are just naturally gonna be better on Wind Ranger. You can't just go maybe pure damage. Yeah, I'm not sure what, you know, being it's one of those things like you have to kind of just theory craft a bit, and now obviously then try out whatever you theory craft about, like what is the item build now. If you go pure damage, you're gonna maybe just not have the stats to really benefit from being a universal hero. So there's different ways to kind of approach it when it comes to the Wind Ranger build now.
30 seconds to battle.
This the moment what we can confirm is he has a treads and 1 queued up, so
yep,
she'll see how he wants to continue to go his build. I don't know why Scrofield's getting picked. What Miss Undying do? What did he even say? Potentially said something.
Maybe it was in the team comms that we didn't hear.
They tell him to run bottom and just be a bait, see if he runs into anyone, just let us hit the bounties. So we'll see what it's going to be. It will be a 2 for 2, so nothing crazy going on across the map.
Yep. And as far as lane setups go, yeah, it looks like Undying going to be headed down bottom. You want him versus the Underlord. And I think you're forced to, you know, pair this Lich as your 4 position with the Doom to try and give him a better lane. But Lich not really your typical 4. I think one of the things with the Beastcoast supports is, you know, there's so much farm in the map and so many like greedy things you can do as supports, and they picked 2 of like the least greedy supports. Like they basically picked 2 of like the hard 5s. Like even a CM as a 5, I think can be a lot greedier than like a Lich or an Undying. So I think it's hard for these 2 supports in particular to take advantage of like getting farm, or for them to even get farm to begin with. Schofield bottom taking a lot of damage.
Is he dead?
Not quite.
Okay. No blood grenade enjoys down bottom, I think. In fact, I think Sark's already used.
I think he used it to get him that low, yeah, from what I saw.
Even just bought another one.
Yep.
Alright, so it's already hit. Alright, well, now with this, probably another round of spell, Schofield might go down.
Yeah, once that decay starts wearing off, he's going to be definitely careful with how he plays this lane. Or a Coddle level 2, if you can land like an Illuminate.
I'm currently having a pretty good time mid. 4 denies, yes, but seems like he's doing a solid job to harass this Viper at the start. Meanwhile, top lane actually got some back and forth going on. A Sacred might go down. Frost, oh, Snaking actually got the distance. All right, so he's able to find the node from afar. First blood going to be secured for Tundra.
Nicely done. Yeah, they've just got that experience. They know how this CM rating lane works really well, and now with level 2 on CM, that kill threat is just something you always got to kind of play around. So
bottom lane. Oh my god, K1 Decent amount of stacked with the Fury swipes, and he misses. Not to be. So that's a lot of zombies chasing Starksy down as well. Oh my lord.
Use of the tombstone and getting a kill there on the Underlord. So a rare, you know, punish in the lanes. Usually Tundra are very good with these lanes, but Underlord does get to come back with the reset, so we'll still be in a fine position here, getting some decent enough CS so far.
Action will continue though.
Grenade?
Another round of the blood grenade, and got the spells up as well. 33. They want to try and give the Underlord the kill. Firestorm coming up shortly, might be forced to use it, and gonna look away and get the kill as well. So very nicely on. Tundra able to hit back down bottom. Yep. Out as well. Very cute from 33. He's gonna drag the creeps away. So
clever.
That means the Ursa's gonna miss a couple of them under the tower.
Yeah. That's well done. I mean, at least Undying's there to leech a bit, but just keeping and it keeps the creep wave pushed like towards Tundra's side, so that's going to really favor them. You don't give Ursa that ability to like chase heroes down the lane when you build up, you know, build up the Fury swipes, and then you just have that chase potential when the creep wave's already pushed. It's just a little bit more annoying, and 33 even denies a range creep off of it, so really good creep shenanigans happening by Tundra here. Something they've always been very good at.
The classic. Know how to exploit the lanes to their fullest potential. One thing, if you're looking to try and learn how to play the lanes, Tundra one should always be paying attention to. At least for mid, the Viper matchup, expecting.
Yeah.
It's going how it's expected. Dark Margot 18 and 10. Still 9's got a decent chunk of last 6. How's the net worth actually looking? So that, yeah, there's about 250 difference, so not too much early on.
Yeah, definitely. You know, kind of will be obviously good in the mid game just with what you can do against the Viper, but does not counter the Viper when it comes to the laning stage itself. With how well 9 is done. 9's just going to win run on through to grab the double rune here. Does he get punished for this? Doesn't look like it. Dark Mago is chasing. If he gets one more right click, yeah, I think he does get punished. Oh, he's got another win run. Okay. He win ran through the lane, and then Viper's just like, well, your win run's going to wear off. I'm going to catch you with the rune. And, you know, of course, win run, not the longest of cooldowns, luckily, so he did get to still escape. nice split.
The 9's got maybe some difficulties now with that third point in the poison attack. I see Dark Margot probably try and shove him out.
Ooh, good deny 2 on the range creep, so just doing all the little things here to give Wind Ranger a tough time.
Well, how's this top lane looking? We've had a little bit of action down bottom. Of course, interesting to see how Wind Ranger's able to offset that bad matchup, but it looks like top, it's going okay for Sacred at the moment. He's got 19 last hits. A lot of denies on Skeeter, though, actually 14. Oh my lord, I did not see that when I had a first glance over, so it looks like he's definitely having a more favorable lane.
Yeah, it started, well, obviously for Tundra with the kill early on Sacred, and then it's just going to continue there with Wraith King having full control and Dude just trying to use Devour here and there, and he's just going to get jumped, but it's still low ground.
Enough though. Shield's going to try and be applied from Stinger. Looks like with some of the mitigation, he's going to be able to get out of danger. A lot of damage into Sacred, but he's got, I suppose, the Ring of Health along with the Healing Lotus, so he's going to be able to get back up to a respectable health pool to continue fighting.
He's getting a lot of value, like the Hurricane to the low ground, plus the Toughness Ore giving him 3 extra armor against a Wraith King and all the skeletons, so very useful neutral creep to have in this lane. Comes to early rotation. Vipers made his way to the top.
Nice use of the Hurricane again. Skeeter now put in a little bit more of an awkward position. And that rotation will pay off for Dark Margot. They even TP and Schofield to the Twin Rift as well, just in case it's required. They're going to stick around to try and put some pressure on the tower. They've got the Catapult as well still hanging around.
Oh, Dream scenario here is Wraith King TP's in, you kill him a second time. I don't know if he's going to be TPing onto the tower. He's actually, okay, so he's TPing to the outpost. Didn't say he wanted to defend this one, but Skeeter is suddenly up here in a bit of a precarious position if he's not careful. They need numbers.
They can't coming. Okay. Trying to tip in multiple members. Coast will instantly respond with the tombstone, lay it down. Nine's going to get the kill and go to get out straight away, but the win run's going to expire. He'll at least trade his life with Dark Margo. That's a silver lining, but the zombies are starting to stack up. Sox is going to be able to reposition out to the left. They're lacking some control. Cuddle's going to make him work for it in the end. Oh, K1 got a solo kill onto 33 bottom as well. So, I mean, that's huge for the Ursa's lane. And I think Sox, I mean, he's got no TP, so maybe he gets the wisdom. Oh, he's going to get it. There's no way he's going to get the wisdom room as well. Sox are surely not.
Oh, can he get out though? I mean, it's just not dying chasing him, so. Well, Lich is in the neighborhood too. Saxa though.
He just juked the. Okay.
He still make. Yeah. Okay, no, he's not. I was like, he's still got a lot of movement speed. This is Cuddle we're talking about. While all that was going on, yeah, Ursa got the solo kill Underlord, but then CM came right back and just solo killed the Ursa with the double nuke. So Ursa getting pressured a lot here. Has the enrage, but. Another frostbite in 3 seconds.
He's actually going to turn back around. They see the Doom TPing in. Dark Margo starting to walk down bottom as well. Have Tundra stepped a little bit too far over the boundary. Grenade off the mark. Skeeter's going to be able to reposition accordingly. So that is a lot of... Oh, they cancelled his TP, Skeeter. It's like he's fine. He's not going to be in danger, but it's still... I mean, that's he's stuck down bottom now with that teleport being used. Dark Margo, Viper strike out. They want to try and bring down Saxa early on. They'll be rewarded with the kill. Sacred taking a lot of tower hits. Tombstone's in an aggressive position. Tundra going to be forced to address this if they want to continue on him in the fight.
Just 5v5 in the bottom lane. Why not? Everybody's just showing up. You know, this is one of those awkward things. Like, Viper would love to be doing this with Boots of Travel, so it's like, it's very important that Viper connects and gets these kills. His Boots of Travel about to be finished. Like, when you're making all these movements, not hitting creeps, like, everyone's getting a bit underfarmed as a result of this, but if you don't meet the 5v5, it means your team is giving up kills, so it kind of has to be done.
Once again, another great usage of the Fiend's Gate. They should be able to close the distance with ease, and K1. Oh, his Battle Fury timing. There's no way he's going to be able to get out. No mana for the Frostbite. Can he escape? K1! Oh my god.
That was close.
Too close.
If he got through that gate, he was going to live. That was incredibly close. That's the... Was that the B patch where they increased the time to channel it from 3 to 4 seconds or something?
It's the patch nerf right there.
Yep. It's funny because it was less legit for these scenarios, because like if you can make it through the gate, you sometimes just survive a game. You know, being able to rotate between lanes 1 second faster isn't like the biggest deal, but it's these escapes where it's so annoying when people could gate in 3 seconds.
Oh, that third death now for K1. This was their response to the Underlord, who has a 1,000 net worth lead ahead of over him. Battle Fury again is going to continue to be delayed for the Ursa, and they just want to keep putting pressure on him. I mean, it feels like Snake King. Ruler instantly right clicks though, so they know that the Crystal Maiden's here.
Snake King's having a good game though. Already hit that level 6 early because of the solo kill he got. Has the drums queued up. See what he can do, but now a lot of focus around this top lane. Skeeter doesn't have a skill point until he hits level 7 for reincarnation, so we will hit level 7 now. Importantly, does have reincarnation available should he want to level it.
At least he won't even be forced to, so Tundra, they're going to be able to probably take the bottom tower. Their top tower is pretty low as well, so maybe they'll be a little bit too late to react. I just got saw 33's build. Oh, he went Perseverance. So he had... What did he actually have? I think he had like Void Stone or maybe the Ring of Health, and then was looking to go into the Yules. He's in some trouble. The reaction to the TP, but yeah, very interesting. Phase boots into the Yule Scepter for the Underlord, so avoiding the Vanguard and avoiding like the Pipe Crimson as well.
Interesting. So Yule Scepter, I mean, obviously amazing item against Ursa. It's like always been kind of the Ursa counter, being able to Yules him during the Enrage. Perhaps they're just feeling like they don't have enough control. I mean, I don't think that's really the issue here. But maybe just not seeing the value. I mean, there's not really much teamfight on Beastcoast side, so like items like Crimson and Pipe just are much less valuable, I feel like, against their cores.
Bottom lane, nice shot from 9. It's got the Maelstrom to look to work with as well. The Doom's going to be casted out before the death of the Sacred. So that'll at least help them get the return kill. And maybe they can go for snaking after this. Freezing Field's proven to be a pretty big issue though. Snaking just solos down the Undying, and he'll be able to TP out as well, right in their face. And Sarksa, he's looking for the finishing blow. He's gonna
Got another earn.
He might get to. Oh, that was a huge blast. Both the supports on their last final breaths able to get the kill, but I mean, Tundra, the support play from them pretty on point.
Yeah, the chain frost being committed for this goddamn Coddle. Like, Sax's Coddle is absolutely the biggest nuisance in this game. I almost thought Snaking was going to cancel his TP out there. With how low Viper was getting, it was almost like, dude, stick around, we got this. But although he probably dies to the chain frost if he sticks around, but the Tundra support is having a huge impact on this early game. I mean, Lich doing a great job as well, getting those counter kills, 2, 1, and 5 for Stinger. So definitely this early game has been all about these supports and the movements they've been able to make.
Yeah, and you're making space for the cores, and they're going to be able to have the plays now heading into the mid to late game. Skeeter free farming, got the Desolator queued up. It's a pretty decent armlet timing, and importantly, just has levels. Like, that's really the big thing for the Wraith King. He will be able to keep up in farm with all the Skelly bros, and we even see 33's just parked himself mid, so very shortly he's going to have that Yule Scepter.
So Tundra's approach is going to be like how much they want to try and greed this game. Definitely Desolators like their Roach timing, but I'm wondering if they're going to try and fight with the Phase Armlet on Skeeter. You know, you don't need the Desert to fight. It's very much just like, that's when we take objectives. It does feel like a slower pace of game may favor Beastcoast more here, since they're the ones who are going to be working up towards that Battle Fury and Ursa. But kind of depends on how they want to approach this as a team. Tundra, definitely a team who often prefers to just go for that efficiency play, farm the map, farm, you know, 2-3 lanes plus jungle, and just win that kind of economy battle. Even if maybe the opposing team's draft can kind of match them, they just feel like, you know, those efficiency games is something that they play really well.
I wonder. Actually, talking about it, are they looking for a frostbite into Rift? Snaking now. Well, as soon as they see the boots of travel on Dark Margot, there's going to be no play for them. So we'll be able to get a kill. K1, of course, would love the bonus streak gold. So that is Battle Fury now completed for the Ursa.
There's a 700 gold swing for CM kill. It's pretty nice.
Maybe them closer to taking Roshan as well, because we saw what last game Skeeter with the Ursa got it at a pretty early stage. So when do you feel like is possible for Beast Coast to be considering that one?
They've got the damage for it. It's just a question of, is it safe? So yeah, getting a kill, and you really need that kind of control over that area of the map. And the issue, and that's the other reason why Tundra don't want to like group up and force fights, is they want to keep lanes pushed out so that they can't go for Roach.
Top lane, Dark Margot.
No.
Easy kill. They're able to get the Undying down bottom, and then without him maybe to be around with the Viper to TP in to protect him, easily able to chase him down. So continuing to delay some of the timings. 3 deaths now for Dark Margot.
Yeah, it's always the issue with Viper. It's like you can dominate your lane, but once it comes down to team fights and just rotations in general, you're so susceptible to dying.
What was the damage? Are you serious?
This Crystal Maiden coming in from the side, just owning.
Oh my god. Alright. This tower now down. The Dark Margot's back in the neighborhood, but it's gonna do nothing. The damage has been dealt already, even with the Frost Shield applied, so another tier 1's gonna go the way. And, I mean, guess what? You got Skeeter farming mid, you got 9 as well, getting closer towards the Lincoln, so they only needed 3 heroes top to make that work.
Yeah. And it's like, to go back to your Roach Grant, it's like, there's just no opening to go for Roach. You've got creeps on your tier 2 bottom tower, your tier 1 top's being taken. Especially now that, you know, over the next like 4 minutes, you've got to get this top lane pushed out, because Roach it's nighttime, so Roach up in the top lane. A little bit tricky to go for, especially if Tundra, I mean, I think that's where Tundra really wants to play the most, is like keep that Ursa away from the pit.
This smoke has to connect on Beast Coast. They're going to try and swing all the way down to bottom, but it seems like 9 is potentially reading it, or at least putting himself far away, that if danger does connect, they can maybe move over with the team.
Yep. This is one of those subtle things with the map changes, is like smokes are just a bit harder to use because of the map being bigger.
I think I should be able to close the distance afterwards. Can he TP actually? It might be a little bit too far away. Okay, Stinger just gets there. Ooh, man, that was super close. Do they get roached out after?
That's the big one. That'd be a nice little prize. They're going for it. With the Tombstone, they should have it, but the question is, do Tundra try and stop this? I don't think without win range they can or want to. So nicely done by Beastcoast, finding a key pick-off here. Look at comment, it's a lot harder to make these smokes work because the map is so much bigger, so you're running across the entire map. The Wind Rangers, farming that jungle off the side. Drift in.
Common actually.
Versus finishing off Roshan, so they'll have an Aegis.
See how much value that's going to be able to provide them over the second life. The Skeeter's going to look to enter as well. Be able to deal with the Undying early on. They need a split for the Chain Frost, and they'll do just that. Beastcoast, I mean, they committed a lot to be able to bring that Roche down, so it's just an all-out retreat, but they got the yours. An angle for 33, and they just blow him up. What was it? Physical damage. And now they also catch out Stinger. Oh my lord, Skeeter. Dude, his raking is not even slotted just yet without the death zone. He's critting heroes down.
Yeah, 600 plus crits. Brutal. It's only going to get bigger from here on out, so definitely a good sign for Tundra. They do that into the, potential Aegis fight. I guess the Aegis is why that fight was actually, possible for them, because the Ursa was, Roche was like 1 or 2 hits from dead when the fight began, so Ursa was too far away. I think Beastcoast overemphasized trying to zone these heroes away from Roshan. They should have been closer to the Ursa so that once he finished off Roshan, he could join the fight. Instead, he runs on over and his teammates have already they've already lost the support.
It's a really good start. Yeah. We're going to catch the Wind Ranger in a compromised position on the front line. She's still got the Wind Run to work with though. It's going to be able to get some separation. It's a long Wind Run. Damn, 6 seconds felt like a long time for 9. He was able to get out.
The max out Wind Run is just so handy here, and playing into the Viper Ursa, prioritizing that over the Shackle Shot, and really paying off.
Well, you got the Aegis. Look, K1's top of the net worth. He's been doing a really good job to farm, and that's always been his praise, is Sacred. Runs underneath the ward, instantly going to be blown up as well. Multiple ultimates going to be committed. K1 wants to fight though. Jump in, looking to try and take snaking out of the equation, but the Orceptor's going to buy them some time to reposition, and they can go back to the Ursa now. The Enrage has already been used, and he's not going to have this defensive tool to be able to keep him alive off the back of the respawn. So 9, he'll find an aim kill for the Shackles, latch him against the tree as Tundra. 0 casualties for them, and they've got the T2 and the Tormentor to claim as well. What a timing for the fight to go their way.
Yeah, and that was a fight like Beastcoast kind of started. Like, yeah, okay, they Tundra started, killed the Duke, but that was it. That was a pick-off. And then they're like, hey, let's go in this CF. And they just ate all this freezing field damage. They blink in on top of a freezing field. Snaking then, freezing field ends, he's still alive, gets off a frostbite and just walks away from them. So he just did all the damage in the world during that fight. Got away, helped kite the Ursa as well, so just completely like a disaster of a fight for Beastcoast. I think once your Doom goes down there, you just can't be forcing things. You're missing your Doom, you're missing your Crimson Guard. Like, there's just too much net worth just taken away from the fight that you're relying on to win it. So too much over aggression there, thinking, hey, we've got Aegis, let's force this fight. But it's an Ursa who just has a battle fury. Like, that's, yeah, it gives you some damage in a fight, but it's still kind of more that farming item. So with just the blink battle fury, it feels like you can't be overly forcing these fights unless you have like all 5 of your team.
Eyeing up Skeeter mid, I don't know though. This is a very tricky kill, and with how close to the tower he is, even if they got it, 100 would be able to react. Maybe 33 is much easier though. Able to get the drag back, so he's only got to buy some moments of peace. The Underlord, and still afterwards they'll get the kill and now be able to connect to the tower as well. I do want to highlight Dark Margot going for this utility build. If these next couple of fights don't pay out, we're going to see him really struggle with scaling. We'll actually hold that thought even more, because Tundra bring the numbers to try and defend the tower.
They've got the initiation.
some trouble. Oh, sucked into the tombstone. Okay, Sacred is going to be able to lift things up. The Chain Frost is probably a bit of an issue for Tundra. K1, great angle with the wraparound as well. Snake King's quick on the fingers. They'll still be able to get the kill, but he range up shortly. They blow him up beforehand, though. K1 goes down once again, and now Sacred's going to be in some trouble. 33 even caught out the Viper to the northern side, so they're going to be able to catch out another call on the retreat. There's just no escape for Dark Margot, and all they lose is Snake King.
Just punishing Beastcoast whenever they just get a little bit too aggressive and over-eager on the map to get these early objectives here. I just feel like the ability to just jump in, like with a Blink Wraith King to lead a hero, and the thing is, the Wraith King blinks in, makes himself a target, but he's got reincarnation, so you can't even throw spells at him or try and kill him. He's just pretty much guaranteed to kill whoever he goes on. The Tombstone Shard was a like cheeky little mini save there, but really just bought some time here, and with all these items coming up, like these dire supports getting as rich as they are. I mean, you mentioned the Viper's situation where he's just not going to scale because he's going utility items. Tundra supports it. This is like classic Saxo. He's getting more farm than enemy cores.
Another kill as well. Dark Margot is going to try and TP in to offer some assistance. What a shackles from 9. A bit more time to be able to get the kill. They might actually turn to the Viper now as well.
Okay,
now, still on cooldown, it's not going to matter. Look at the damage they have just by these two heroes. Another wraparound's going to be there as well. Tundra, they'll intercept the reinforcements and add more kills to the tally. With the K1, it's going to be a wipe across the map to Tundra. Oh, this is a team that is just so goddamn scary to play up against when they are looking like this.
Yeah, they're just so decisive with all their movements there. 9, as Viper's TPing in, wasn't afraid. If you check with Arcane Rune, his win run, permanent uptime, 6-second duration, 6.3 second cooldown. Just absolutely absurd rune for a Wind Ranger to have, not to mention the shackle shots, you know, just the cooldown combined with the duration that he's getting off of that is just absolutely insane.
I didn't even see Doom's net worth. Oh god.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, we're talking about Viper not scaling. Usually Doom's the one that you can always trust to have some farm, but the new Doom build doesn't involve the Midas anymore, but it's a sad sight for these Radiant cores who aren't named Ursa.
Even then, I mean, we've seen them itemize against the Ursa, like 33 with this yours. He's got an Octarine on 33, so...
It's his new item, you know? He's like, oh, this item seemed pretty good on Medusa. Let's just get another heroes too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I wonder what his justification was for the Octarine. You could just say spell cooldown.
Yeah, stats and cooldown. Like he's just like, it's a good item. Like I don't think there's much more to it.
The hero's so versatile. Okay, he had a Nullify queued up. He has a Wind Waker queued up now. So even regardless, it's just another annoying item for the Ursa to deal with. Okay, one. Behind him, that's gonna go for the Undying instead. And they'll be able to blow up Sacred before he even thinks about getting a Doom off. There's just no one for him to use it on. With already them having the numbers advantage, it's looking like an awkward fight for Beastcoast, so they don't want to try and expend their ultimates. It's not required.
Bouncing out
some stinger. Okay, so another kill for them. Couple of swipes, maybe lacking some detection, but nonetheless they'll be able to chase down Sting up once the Glimmer Cape expires. Tundra, that's a triple kill in the end for Skeeter. Bloodbath, 30 kills, 26 minutes in. Once again, look like another very clean win for them.
4-1-7. Dark Mago just having nothing to do with it. He's just farming enemy side of the map, enemy jungle, just chilling. Not to come back to maybe defend, although I don't know if they're necessarily eyeing off high ground quite yet. Wraith King decent here to push high ground with. Has got a double damage now and I think an AC coming out, so some insane farm all of a sudden popping up on all these dire heroes. Wind Ranger with an Aghanim Scepter, and they'll finally finish off their own Tormentor before probably regrouping for a fight.
Okay, Wow. I mean, the Fiend's got such a low cooldown with the Octarine, so...
Just why not spam? Yeah, exactly. That's so much of the new Underlords. Just spam your ulti whenever you can. You want a Fountain Trick? Use it. You want a Tormentor? Use it.
This Tombstone suck in.
Comes out though.
Not gonna matter. As soon as it comes out, the line the shackle on the 2. 33 is more than capable to stand strong in the front line. K1's gonna try and jump in. An early use of the BKB. They're doing whatever they can to kite the Ursa. They'll easily be able to do so. BKB enraged completely, wasted. Schofield is caught outside the base. Tundra gonna be able to penalize his own positioning. And now they're looking to clean up as well. The home and their own base on Beastcoast is nothing of a deterrent for Tundra. When they have this much of a net worth lead, they can just push past the buildings and get the easy kills. Oh, and they saw K1 leaving the base as well. Oh my god, dude, he can't go anywhere.
PP out.
Oh, you might call it after his death.
I would think so, but maybe not.
It's like, dude, I can't even get out of the base, and our Sacred. He can't get out of the base as well. Another shackle from 9. And of course, they're going to be able to get more kills. You just revealed the location of Schofield. Easy breezy. Applauses from some of the members. Tundra, and there we go. The G's are going to be dropped. So for Beastcoast, they are going to put themselves in a very, very tricky position heading. I don't even know if it's guaranteed just yet, but wow, that would...
Yeah. At this point, when it comes to Group B, like when you see the standings, there's this clear separation between like those top 4 and bottom 4, and you see it in these games. Like this felt very much like the Tundra versus Talon series, where it's just like